Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. It's bad enough we've been lied to as DC fans since we were told Henry Cavill was returning as Superman. It's bad enough that James Gunn told us that the Flash movie was going to be the greatest movie in the genre. That was a huge lie. He knew that wasn't true. They were so desperate to get people to watch that movie, and they didn't for so many different reasons. It's bad enough we got Bitsie Tuloch, who plays Lois Lane in Superman and Lois, doing interviews everywhere and shilling for James Gunn and Peter Safran, trying to blame Nexstar and the CW for the cancellation of the show she works on, Superman and Lois, saying that she knows Peter and James socially, blah-de-blah-de-blah, and trying to say it wasn't them that cancelled Superman and Lois. Bitsie, it was them. The Nexstar CW president came out and said that they wanted to keep your show. They wanted to keep you in employment. They liked the ratings. You said yourself it was supposed to be a 7th season run. James Gunn and Peter Safran, Bitsie, are the reason, your friends you socialise with are the reason you're going to be unemployed. Why can't you just be honest about it, or just don't talk about it at the very least? It is insulting. But the thing that's really triggered me today is Scooper, Jeff Sneider, known on social media as the Sneider. Basically a high-profile scooper. He was the one who scooped who was going to be directing Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. He's the one who scooped who was going to play Hal Jordan in the Lanterns, Green Lantern streaming adaptation. But that wasn't enough for the Sneider. He claimed that James Gunn and Peter Safran had approached many A-listers to play Hal Jordan, and they rejected that opportunity because of the original previous Green Lantern movie that flopped. Jeff, that is utter nonsense. If that's the case, why didn't Cornsweat, Cavill and Brandon Routh turn down Superman because Superman 4 The Quest for Peace flopped, right? There's no way any actor is turning this gig down for those reasons. So let's just say that Jeff is telling the truth and A-listers were approached for Hal Jordan and turned it down. Isn't it more realistic that they turned it down probably because the character is going to be killed off in that show, which is what I strongly believe, or because it's a streaming show and it has a streaming budget, they weren't going to be paid their A-lister money. Doesn't that sound more realistic? I am sick and tired of Access Media and other people in the industry shilling for James Gunn. The Bitsie Tuloch thing has really wound me up. But for renowned, respected journalists like Jeff Sneider to come out and try and say, now I think it's a company line. They want us to think they approached A-listers because many people are not happy with the direction James Gunn's going with Green Lantern. They don't want it on streaming because Green Lantern has a cinematic potential, as I keep on boring on about. But that's bad enough. But to try and say the A-listers turned it down because of a previous movie that failed is ridiculous. No actor in their right mind is turning down that role for those reasons. And is it good for the actor who's been chosen to know that he wasn't even the first choice? This is absolute BS from Jeff Sneider. There is no way that those A-listers turn down the role for those reasons. It's always about money. I know some of you fans like Shields as well and think that actors don't choose roles because of money. It's about money. And an A-lister is going to want to get paid what they always get paid, whether they're millionaires or billionaires already. It's very rarely about the craft. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. I grew up in this industry. My father worked for a studio in Hollywood. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm just sick and tired of us ordinary fans being lied to by these people. Superman and Lois was cancelled because Gunn and Safran didn't want a competing Superman property. And the reason an A-lister isn't playing Hal Jordan is for many, many reasons, but one of those reasons isn't because the Ryan Reynolds movie previously flopped.